Okay, so being 7 o'clock, start the Conservation Commission meeting with Colleen, Ed, myself, Debbie. First thing on the agenda is 7 PM Collins Engineering, notice of intent for 3 Elm Street, residential septic system upgrade.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Oh, he has a thing behind if you like it. Stand.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'm used to the Zoom meetings. I don't need one of these anymore.
I'll put it in next year's budget.
Yeah, we will. All right, for the record, Peter Lyons with Collins Civil Engineering Group. I'm here tonight representing the homeowner for a notice of intent for a repair of a failed residential septic system. This is a 3-bedroom existing home off of Elm Street. We have the Herring River in the rear of the property. We've delineated a mean high line and an associative BVW line in green. The 50-foot buffer is orange, cutting through the middle of the site, and the 100-foot buffers to the mean high and the BVW are both shown in the blue and the purple line. Our proposal with this one is to replace the existing septic system, which is a tank and a leaching field on the eastern portion of the property.
Yeah.
We're proposing a 1,500 gallon septic tank and a 1,000 gallon pump chamber and an elevated leaching field in the western portion of the property. That's gonna help us maximize our distance to the resource. Due to the just general site constrictions, we're able to maintain the 10 feet to the property line with the tanks, and then the field ends up as close as 58 feet to the closest wetland flag. There will be some grading. The field will be coming up about 3 feet. We'll have a concrete retaining wall on the eastern side. And let's see, this is occurring in mostly existing lawn area. There's a small tree between the 2 tanks that we should be able to avoid during construction. It's currently lawn, going to be going back to lawn once it's done. We've proposed a soil stockpile area inside of our work limit and dewatering location outside of the 100-foot. We show dewatering detail on the plan. Our erosion control, which wraps around the entire project, is specified as an 8-inch straw wattle. That's as close as 23 feet to wetland flag 2. So again, this is a repair of a failed system. We're doing everything we can to push it as far away as possible. Not a whole lot of options on this one. We did find favorable soils, so the system's relatively small. I think that's about it. Any questions or concerns with this one?
Sounds in place, right? No?
I have some questions actually. One of them would be, is it possible to move it further to the south, or would that encroach on the health department setbacks for a soil absorption system to the property line?
Well, we need 10 feet to the lot lines, so 10 feet is proposed to the pump chamber. We have greater than 10 feet to the leaching field itself. I would guess that our concern is with the height of the system. We don't want to be shedding any water off of our property.
Yeah.
So the closer we get to the property line, the more the grading is going to go towards the abutter.
Yeah, that was another question, because I had some calls regarding this, one of them from a neighbor.
Yeah, so I mean that's our primary reason. While it's kind of centered in our lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the other question, or not really a question, but just a concern, the neighbor couldn't attend the meeting tonight. So he lives next door and his land currently already has flooding issues, basement floods, with, you know, heavy rain, whatever. But he's just concerned that it's gonna worsen it for some reason, but he does know that the land is being raised up, so I don't know if that's a preventative measure for that. He just wanted to express his concerns and couldn't be here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a valid concern. And again, that's the reason we're kind of keeping everything away from the lot lines. We show a proposed contour over the tank, but that's only coming up a couple of inches for the septic tank as well as the pump chamber. So most of our grading isn't happening until about 20 feet into our property. So, like I said, it was existing lawn area. It's gonna be lawn area now.
Yep.
It's not like we're creating an impervious surface. You know, we're not putting a driveway there where it's gonna run off. Ultimately, the rainwater's gonna go back into the lawn. It's just with the exception of where the slope is, you know, that will migrate a little bit towards the south, but, you know, it should end up in our lawn area. Then I can't,
Yeah, he mentioned their property is separated by a fence, and he's concerned about the water flow coming from next door
so
underneath the fence.
just looking at the plan, I don't see any, you know, spot elevations onto his property, but there's a slight elevation change going up as you go towards the fence. So currently, our yard is the low spot, so that should contain the
Okay.
water.
Thank you. I just told him I'd raise the concerns and,
Yeah, I mean, the biggest concern would be, you know, during construction until things have stabilized. We don't want the silts running off,
yeah.
but that's all protected with the straw wattle, which is just inside the fence, so.
No question?
With the neighbors' concerns, and Deb, thank you for raising them, is there anything that can be proposed to help any potential increase in flooding in that area?
Honestly, there's not a whole lot looking at it. The street's kind of the high side, so you already have your natural drainage pattern is running off of the road into the two properties. So I guess my answer to that would be we're not really adding any additional water that wasn't already going there. And even as you go out towards the back, 45.8, 45.9, it's all pretty flat along the property line. Even right up to the 46 here, so it's all pretty flat. So it's not like you could really put a trench in to get it anywhere else.
Any other
So-
questions on it or any thoughts? No?
No, it's just,
I-
that was it.
What?
That was it.
Yeah, okay. Anything?
Nope, I'm all
No,
set.
I'm all set too.
Because it's a replacement of a
Yeah,
failing septic
Septic.
tank as it is, so.
yeah. We make a motion?
Has this been approved by the Board of Health and everything?
Oh, good
It will be,
question.
yeah, Bob's not going.
Okay,
So it'd be kind of whatever we propose to be pending
pending,
Board of
yeah.
Health approval.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, put a motion to approve 3 Elm Street residential septic system replacement upgrade
I'll second.
pending the Board of
Oh,
Health.
sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for explaining.
Yeah. And also just before they start, if they can just let us know so we can just go out and take a look at the erosion controls.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
And just let me know, Debbie, and I can go out and see.
Okay, great. I'll get the documents started tomorrow and send them to, should I send them to you?
To our office is fine.
Okay.
All
Alright.
right,
Thank
thank you.
3,
Oh, do we have things to sign, don't we? Where are they?
It's already 12 passes, it's up.
Oh, this is the one we have to sign though. Oh, do you have it?
That was 0556, I think.
No. Oh, maybe on that.
Yeah.
This is it here.
Okay. There you go. Thanks. Okay, and it being 7:10, Webby Engineering, notice of intent for 416 Plymouth Street, fencing for commercial business within 50 feet.
This is for the canyon.
Is this?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Up to Debbie, yeah.
Debbie.
What's that? Oh,
No,
thank
no,
you.
just,
Green cards. Yeah.
Joe Webby, Webby Engineering. With me tonight is Daniel, who would like to rent off a piece of the plaza, currently the Halifax Plaza. This is the Rockland Trust Bank. So he would like to lease this from the Halifax Plaza people and operate a canine doggy daycare camp. I'll let him describe that, the use. But what he would like in conjunction with that is a fenced-in area for the dogs, basically a play yard and a walkout area. This is within your 50-foot zone. However, it is currently all degraded, it's all lawn right now.
Yep.
So I did bring some photographs of that area.
But it's pretty much all in the 50-foot no touch.
It's pretty much all within it, yes, yeah. Okay, this will be a fenced-in area, a chain link fence that'll be hand-dug. And I believe, according to Daniel, he can explain what's gonna happen inside there, but I believe they put something on the
Turf. Artificial turf, yeah.
artificial turf down, so that we don't have, and that's an easy cleanup. But basically, it's not gonna be any more intrusive than what's there right now. I mean, right now, the whole parking lot grades off. There's no drainage other than surface drainage. And this is just all lawn area that's been kept that way.
How long has it been long in the area? Lawn area?
Since they bought this property, I came to you when they wanted to clean out the vegetation
Yeah.
to get the basins back up and running. 2 years? But basically, they've taken all this so that now the parking lot can drain right off into the basins that are out there.
Would this affect the drainage at all into the basin or anything?
No, it's not being elevated, we're gonna be right on the ground, it's there now.
Yeah. Just where it's right in the 50-foot, I just have a hard time with that. I don't know how everyone else feels about it.
I also included, there's gonna be a disinfectant solution being used, and there's a description of what's in that, so just take that into consideration too. Given it's-
Yeah, because any of that's gonna kind of leach into the,
It'll
Wetlands.
leach into the wetlands, but I'm curious to know the percentage of chlorine in it and what the National Pest Pesticide Institute will say, and what MDR will say, and what the actual label of it is.
Okay.
And whether
Is this
or not it's
behind Rockland Trust?
what's called a
That's the building?
B25
Like behind
pesticide,
Yes.
which doesn't require
What they would do.
registration number, or whether it actually has a registration number, because that's gonna weigh heavy for me.
I have information from the EPA, because it's approved by the EPA.
Okay.
I have
These are the active
form of chlorine
ingredients.
that it is
Okay,
well here. I think that was submitted with it, but I can also.
can I take those to make copies for the other board members? Thanks, honey.
I can do it, Kim.
Thank you.
I also do have information like about the turf, if you were curious of like the drainage and everything. I want that as well.
We would like everything you have. Thank you. Excuse me, Amanda. Excuse me, Joe.
Yeah. Do you have any questions or concerns or to you?
This is the 50, this is the 100?
That's, yeah, this is the wetlands
Yep.
So it's right
and
against
this is the 50-foot.
This is the 100?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not supposed to do anything in here.
that's right in the no touch.
Right.
I think if the commission, sounds like there's some
Yeah,
reservations.
I have
Maybe a
some
sidewalk would
reservations.
be-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that,
Just to,
definitely.
just to kind of get a feel
Feel
for
for
a
it.
little bit. I mean, I know I've said this before, but it's all previously degraded. I don't want you even want to use
Right.
that word, but
Yeah.
it's not a natural wetland or a not natural buffer zone, but
Yeah.
it is a buffer.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we could do that. Would you want to go out? or-
Yeah, I can go.
Yeah, I can go, I could go Friday, Saturday morning, or next week sometime. Yeah.
I remember years ago behind the bank at the Rockland Trust, it used to get pretty flooded.
I think it still does.
Does it still get flooded
Behind the
back there?
bank. Behind the bank, yeah.
Yeah, which is till,
Yeah, well, this now is.
Kind of where
is
the drainage basin is.
right now.
oh, okay.
Well,
But I'm saying like, from my page here to the left of it, the Rockland Trust,
oh yeah, that's very wet on that.
yeah, it gets really wet over there. I'm
Yeah,
just,
yeah, we're a little bit higher than that.
there's a,
But, yeah. And you can see the photograph, you can see the telephone pole and the utility pole, like,
yeah, usually they don't put them in.
Sorry, no, I took your original.
Oh, no, this is.
Actually,
Same thing.
I'll go out and check it with you guys, because
Yeah,
on the pole, if it does get flooded there will be a mark on the pole.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I have no problem at all staking this out for you or meeting
Okay.
with you Saturday.
Yeah.
morning.
When would you like to do this?
I can do either Friday or Saturday or next week.
What about you,
Do
Tom?
10:30 Saturday?
Huh?
10:30 Saturday?
10:30 a.m. Saturday, I can do that.
Okay,
Can you do that?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can do 10:37.
okay. Then we're gonna go out and look at it Saturday morning at 10:30.
So we just continue?
We're gonna continue it.
Okay.
So we can continue the next meeting, which would be the 22nd.
22nd.
Okay.
When's Thanksgiving?
It's that week.
It's the following week.
Yeah,
So we do it this week, right? No.
we're gonna do the site, they're gonna do the site visit this week,
Yeah,
this
okay.
Saturday. Yeah.
After
So
that. Actually,
what time should we continue it to on the 22nd? Do we have,
The 22nd, we could do 7:10.
okay. Someone make a motion to continue till the 22nd at 7:10?
I put a motion that we continue 416 Plymouth Street for 7:10 on the 22nd.
Second,
I'll second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we will see you the 22nd, or Saturday at 10:30. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll see you this Saturday at 10.
10:30.
10:30 a.m. yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, it's gonna be windy and rainy on Saturday too.
Visit is really, huh?
We can go Friday,
No,
We
we
could
could
do
see
Fri-
it better, and
Okay.
we could do it quicker.
if it's windy and rainy.
No, you see how the water runs.
Okay. All right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, if you want to do Friday, that would be maybe even a little better for me, but I can do Saturday.
We'll do Saturday, let me see.
Yeah, I'm taking off that morning to somewhere, but I can do the site visit first. Okay, so then we have discussions. Well, let's do the bills. Anyone want to make a motion to pay bills?
Motion, we pay the bills.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we have discussions and actions to be taken. The first one, 31 Ocean Ave, the Wetlands Act enforcement.
Okay. Want me to start that one off? or?
Sure.
Okay, I spoke with the owner of 31 Ocean, I believe it was last week.
Yeah.
Finally talked to him. It was a good conversation. Obviously, we want to get this behind us. We've been going back and forth for months on this. We just want to have what we want to have done to the property. Obviously, the deck's gone. I talked to him, he's gonna put in notice of intent. You talked to him, Deb?
He emailed me.
Okay. While I was discussing with him, he has to put a notice of intent to remove the pavement
Right.
in the easement area. He says he'll do that, he's gonna even it out. Obviously, he'll put protections up before he does anything, he has to put a notice of intent in to get all that done. But he said that, and when it came to the fines, we had a discussion about it. I came up with a number for $750 because let's look at the average household roughly makes $63,000 a year. That's roughly a week's pay take home
Yeah.
after taxes, insurance, everything else. And also the thousands he's wasted
Right.
already on the deck.
Yeah.
And also taking this up, he's gonna lose more money, so.
Right.
It's more than the fines itself, the fines were never guaranteed. We've had, you've
Yeah.
experienced it before, taking people to court and we got nothing. So, I think $750 is fair, plus he's gonna do everything we want to have done.
Yep.
And he knows that he has to come before us.
For the notice of intent,
And
yeah, I
not
assume
to do
so.
anything until we,
Yeah, he wanted to do
Check
it
the site.
quicker, he wanted to do everything on the 20th, but I called him, said you have to put a notice of intent
Yeah.
in. And we have to check the site
he has to do
and
it
everything.
correctly, yeah.
Go ahead.
He has had, since the first time he's come before us, and he has known all of this information ahead of time and has continued to neglect to come in front of us and has had excuse after excuse. Giving this gentleman a break is ridiculous.
I don't consider it a break, personally. I always think, and when you negotiate, it's like a little negotiation, it's not like you do what we say or we'll punish you.
Right.
Like, I think of the present and going forward, what we want to have done. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're getting everything we want to have done.
At the end of the day, he did exactly what he told us he was gonna do at that first meeting. I'm gonna enjoy my deck all summer long, screw you, and when October and November comes, I'll do what you tell me.
He didn't say that, but I don't, personally, I don't like going back and forth on
Right.
the past like that. Like, we want something done right now, right? And we want,
$750 is too low. I mean, he was almost up to $18,000.
that was 7,100.
Okay.
Like I said, that's not guaranteed.
I mean,
Yeah.
he
You
has
know.
a very successful landscape company and other things. It's a small dent in his pocket.
Well, you can't go, we don't know what his income is, we
Right.
don't know anything like that, you can't, I think it's an LDC, whatever, you can't judge something on, because it's a business, separate than it's the regular,
And it's also a
Owner.
house that
This is just
isn't
for
owned
bills.
by the person that we're finding. It's owned by the
Oh, perfect,
LLC.
thank
So
you.
when
Yeah.
it's put up for sale, because he's moving out of town, the
What's for sale? It's for sale now?
When 31 Ocean Ave goes up for sale, because in his email he said he was moving out of town.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
That those fines would be paid when the house is up for sale, if the lien is put on the house.
But the goal is to have the deck removed and the pavement removed, which is happening, so I think that's fine for us, is what we want.
Well,
The money is the side, right?
well, we can give him, also, we can give him a time limit to get the notice of intent in, and if he doesn't,
Oh, yeah, I believe that. Like, when I was speaking to him, he wanted to do it all the 20th, but obviously,
He speaks
is-
out of both sides of his mouth. He's been doing it since the beginning. I don't trust him.
Just to give you an update, because we had the court case scheduled for
Yep.
last Thursday.
did it get
Something.
continued?
Yeah, so I asked her, could you give us at least 30 days to allow the resident time to file a notice of intent, et cetera, et cetera. So I CC'd everybody on that, and then the last that I heard from Mr. McKinnon was November 7th. I'm sorry, November 1st. So I think it seems to be his understanding that he's just gonna go ahead with this without the notice of intent.
Yes.
I
I
told him
did
he
send
needs,
him a letter, I emailed that as an attachment and outlined just the basic filing fees. I didn't address the violations. But I just thought, in case we never do get the filing and nothing comes of it, I don't know. It's just that we wanna make sure that there's erosion control measures in place.
Right.
You know, if we're not
Yeah.
notified.
well, I'll reach out to him again, and
Is that after
Have 'em.
you talked to him, November 1st?
I think I talked to him about the
Yeah, I
November
think
1st
after the
time.
same
Okay.
day
Yeah.
that he reached out.
So I haven't reached out to him since, or
Okay.
anything, so.
So it just needs to be a notice of intent after the fact. You know?
Yep.
He's been told by Kathy and Fry, now Ed, he's been told by you multiple times since the beginning. It's no excuse, it's just repeated
Yeah.
information coming.
That's why I
The
didn't.
repeated information that's 100% from a different board member.
Yeah.
When,
He's playing
Well,
everybody on the
I don't think he's playing on this. He wants to have this behind him, as we do,
Right.
obviously. Because it seems like every meeting we talk about it and nothing gets done.
yeah,
Like I says,
I get,
if he gets those attentive, reasonable time, then does everything, we check everything out, everything's fine, we move on. I don't
Right.
know.
He's had since the first time it was brought before us. And that's almost 6 months ago.
Well,
I mean, we're already out of the reasonable time frame.
yeah.
The only reason he has any form of action now is because he got a notice from the court that there was a court hearing.
Yeah.
actually, I reached out to him, he didn't reach out to me or anything, so.
Yeah.
I
That-
called a few people and even Googled, found a way to contact him, talked to him. Within the same day when I tried reaching out to him, so he called me very bad.
Yeah.
And we talked good amount of time trying to get everything done, and I think, like I says, I just want everything done the way we want it. He's happy, we're happy, it's done with.
That's
If he doesn't do it, obviously, yeah,
That's definitely
you
a
can
step
always go to
forward.
court.
Right.
Yeah.
You can always bring someone to court over money or fines.
Yeah.
But we just want, like I said, he wanted to have it done by the 20th, but I'm like, no, we have notice of intent
Right.
first. So obviously he wants to get it done too, sounded like.
He wants his things his way, period. That's what bothers me. And I don't trust him. And I don't trust him to follow through. I can appreciate the mercy of you, Ed. and
That's not
the board
mercy.
And the board wanted to get things done and be fair. But this is a situation where we were fair, we were merciful, and we've given chance and chance and chance again.
Yeah. So he hasn't come before you yet to file anything, and it's been a week.
Well, like I says, I'll reach out to him tomorrow and
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what
Yeah,
his
and let him know
intention is,
if
right.
he, yeah, he
If
has,
he's gonna file or not.
right, he needs to file.
he has to file as soon as possible. Yeah.
I would say
ASAP.
let's give timely, he needs to get something, an application in by, our next Tuesday. I say, give him 1 week to get the application in. And if he doesn't, then
We've done this before,
we
though.
readdress the,
How many times are we gonna give him a chance to put the notice of intent in? He's had 6.
Well, I don't think he's ever said anything about no intent to do anything until this.
No, we have, and Debbie has emailed him, and I've told him he needed it, and Kathy has told him he needed it.
And letters.
With the, and in letters.
Yeah.
I don't think he's picking up the letters though.
Until
Isn't that the thing?
months later.
Yeah.
And he reads the emails that are sent,
That's why I'm.
that I have detailed it, that I've written and communicated with him. He's read the text messages that have said he needs to do it. And he still hasn't filed with Debbie. He has ignored every single communication. He has not come in.
I know, the only thing too is with going on the, doing the court date and going forth in that direction, then if he doesn't pay the fines, whatever they may be, then the lien will go on the property. And when he goes to sell it, he was something he will have to
Right.
take care of prior.
So yeah, we would need a notice of intent by the latest noon on the 21st in order for me to place an ad, so that
21st?
hearing on December.
So should we write it down?
That's right, because he can't make the next meeting because,
He said it's gonna be on the 2. Yeah, so the next meeting would be December, well, it'll be the 22nd, because you're not gonna make that, December 13th.
is it because he would have to have the notice of intent started already
Right, like it should have been here yesterday,
for the next meeting?
For,
for the 22nd, yeah.
Okay, and the next one is December,
13th.
yeah, because now we're getting into the cold weather and can he,
Yeah,
Yeah, right, I know.
ground doesn't
We gotta
really
be
freeze
able to-
until
January.
But we don't want to get that
but
far.
December 13th, and he'd have a 10-day
Like I
appeal
said.
period, it's getting into the end of
Parents
December.
is not gonna be happy.
And what day did it, what, did he give an, I forget, I know he said he was leaving and moving the end of
Yeah, he's
November,
moving out of
beginning of
town.
December.
Moving out of
So-
town.
So we're already at the mercy of him.
I don't think the house is for sale. If he still has, if the house is still in that
It's still,
business company, you can always still put the lien on it either way.
right,
It's still gonna, it's not being sold.
whether it's sold tomorrow, whether it's sold in 10 years, the town still gets their money.
Yeah. But like I said, I'll give him a call tomorrow, tell him to get on this as soon as possible,
Yeah.
otherwise we go that route and
And figure
cost the
out,
town money with lawyers and him with lawyers, and
Yeah,
it just doesn't, no one wins in that situation. And nothing might not be done with the property, so,
yeah, figure out what his intention is if he's
Yeah.
gonna.
Well, I think he's shown us what his intention is with his actions.
yeah.
I mean, actions speak louder than words.
I think if we don't see anything next week, then we can readdress what the fines will be.
Okay.
And if he's, still going to like blow us off, then we'll go back up to the original number.
yeah, I have no problem with that, as long as he
Yeah,
has to follow up, that's all.
Yeah, agree.
all right, so
All right.
you can reach out to him and you can reach out to him and,
Well, I'll reach out to him.
yeah.
I think all communication with this person should be done in writing in case we do go to court too. Otherwise, it's hearsay.
Yeah.
The
You
verbal
can,
contract is legally binding. And quotable.
He puts the notice and intent in,
hopefully he does.
yes.
Hopefully we can get this resolved. Okay, so that's 31. Oh,
31 once again.
Continue
boy.
to the next meeting.
yes,
Yeah, we always have it to,
She gets t-shirts made.
yes. Okay, so 63 Carver Street is an EPA enforcement for disturbance over 1 acre. And also 63 Carver Street, oh, there's 3 things for 63
Yeah,
Carver Street.
so this came up because,
Oh, this is the one that needed the stormwater permit that didn't have the application for?
yeah, well, we had only found out, like, there was an
After
issue
the
because
fact?
a neighbor had complained about flooding on their property. And we thought it was 49 Carver.
Yeah.
But it's 63. And then I'm looking further into it and then trying to figure out if we ever get a stormwater application. We didn't have the application done, but we had stormwater regs in place. So we might want to ask for a stormwater application after the fact.
Okay, so it's something that was already required of the town, but we didn't have the applications available
Yeah,
for
I think
someone
it
to.
was like still in draft form.
That makes it
But it
tough,
was,
yeah.
I know. But, then the other thing is that these projects that are over an acre also have to get a, construction general permit with the EPA. And that's something that like I didn't know, no one knew. And they actually have an oversight, they'll do an oversight and enforcement. So an EPA agent was scheduled to go out and visit the site. So that's just something that we, in the future, can think about before, when we're reviewing these projects, that if they're over an acre, that the EPA.
The EPA would take care of that side, right?
Yeah. Well, they could be involved, we still have to issue our own
No.
permit, but, so that's it, and then.
Has there been follow-up from when the EP agent went out?
No, I need to, send her an email, so I could do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she was just getting information from me and then was gonna follow up. I haven't heard from her yet.
It is a gigantic project.
Yeah, it's
And
huge,
when
what I'm
the
hearing.
big storms came last week,
Yeah.
where they are,
Oh, that's
that
what it was.
Carver, part of Carver Street never used to flood. It was massively flooded
Yeah, that's,
during it, but was it the massive amounts of heavy rain we got so fast? Or is it a result of the project?
okay, so here's the other thing, I just remembered what was going on here. So this was shown as an isolated land subject to flooding, not protected under the act. And so it doesn't say who delineated that or what the criteria is, like how did they come to that determination? And when it's not really isolated because it's going off into some other lot. So you can't really call it isolated. And in order to, under the Wetlands Act, you have to show how many feet of water it collects during a certain time. Like there needs to be measurements taken. So they also were putting a drainage basin right in front of the isolated vegetation.
Probably not the most ideal place to put
Right,
that.
I know, but I think they're already digging it.
Yeah, but aren't you supposed to be 100 feet away from, oh, you said it wasn't.
Yeah, when this came before the commission, I think this was last year, last summer maybe. I noted that it's not protected under the act, but it is. Yeah. It meets the criteria, they have to show that it doesn't, and there's no information there that I could find.
But this is something that was already approved.
Right. So I don't know if there's anything that we can do after the fact, it sounds like it's
Probably
just like
not.
more to work over there.
But we can't, we could ask them for the after the fact stormwater management plan.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, at the very least, right?
We can.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that's,
And then the state and the EPA will have their own state and federal things that they're gonna want done.
right.
That won't matter whether or not this board's approved certain things or not. And when was the last time we had a site visit? Because, I mean, there's a lot going over there. I saw the neighbor's email and
It's for
concerns.
63 Carver, this was, I don't know, this was before.
We might want to ask them if we can come over. I don't mind going, if we can go and do a walkthrough of the property where the
Yeah.
neighbors now have concerns and there's things going on and other
There's a lot of
things
land
have
being
come
moved
up.
around,
Oh, it's be-
apparently.
it's being
Like
moved. You can-
Piles are moving?
You can see the pile from the police station and other areas when you're driving by. Like the pile's huge and it just gets bigger
But
and
the-
bigger.
Well,
And then it moves
that
and then
isolated
it comes
land,
again.
yeah, that isolated land subject to flooding probably isn't there anymore if they've moved land around. Just thought.
Yeah, but that's
We'd have
for
to
like
see.
stormwater absorption, that's what they do.
To follow.
Yeah.
You know, so, okay.
Will you
So
ask them
site
if
visit,
they'd be against the board coming out and doing a site visit?
and then I'll check in with EPA.
Do you think the EPA would go out with us? I mean, if everybody else on the board agrees,
I could ask.
depending if they've already been or not. And then the town and the state and federal government will be on the same page, which would be kind of cool. Kind of like we do with National Heritage and stuff. It's like, I like it when it goes that way. It's much nicer.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll reach out about those things.
okay. All right.
The last
And
thing.
then we have the vote on hiring the consultant to confirm wetlands delineation,
Yes.
because they're going out tomorrow, right?
That was supposed to be, that was the initial plan, and then we get a. So, the way that was handled, that wasn't the way to go. So what is supposed to happen is that we take a vote to hire a consultant for a specific project. You choose who you want to do it, not the applicant.
Oh, I thought we gave them choices.
No, so
No?
we choose it, and it's the same for the Board of Health as well, and, you know, every department, they choose, they don't leave it up to the client,
Okay,
I mean, sorry, the applicant. And then before any wetland delineation can take place or whatever we're hiring the consultant for, we need the money in an escrow account before we make that appointment.
okay.
So, seeing as you saw, you know, that the soil needed to be tested to confirm,
Yes.
and we need someone who knows soil hydrology,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have someone that I could research.
Do you have like a list of people or?
Well, no, just give it that. It's right at the top,
Thank you for your hard work. Deb.
but I think, they're
Yes.
really busy right now.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of, wetland reviews for other filings, yeah.
I'd like to thank you for all your hard work. And then if this individual is busy, would maybe Bob or Peggy or Jim or others maybe have a resource for the board or
Yeah.
yourself to reach out to?
Yeah, I think they're all engineers on their end. It's like they're dwindling, people with this expertise, but I'll keep looking. We just need someone
Yeah.
Do you want
who
this
can do
back?
Sure.
The
Yeah.
soils?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
maybe we should just see who's,
we can reach out if you wanted to reach out to
okay,
Brad Holmes and see if he's available.
okay, and if
And-
not, we'll just,
Yeah, and then we would have to just get the monies for escrow
okay,
to have it, because to have them check the line since they've reflagged.
okay.
Yeah, I went out, was it a couple weeks ago now? I went out and checked the flags,
Yeah,
and they were off. They were off by about 50 feet in some areas, and then some flags we couldn't find.
wow.
So he was going to reflag, and then we'd go out again and
Yeah.
recheck them.
Yeah.
So,
So,
so yeah, if you want to check with him to see if he's available. If not, we can find someone else also.
okay,
And
yeah, I'd recommend somebody maybe, okay.
yeah. Okay.
Those-
And then we have anything else on that one?
Nope. Which property is this? Is this the one near that crazy intersection?
Which one? The
Near Mobile?
The red building?
Been to them.
Huh?
The red building?
No, is it the red building?
I don't know.
I don't
it's
know.
the one.
Because it says 02.
The lot
Yeah.
next door is zero?
Yeah, it's the red building. It's the has
the
that
lot next
gravel.
Oh, this is the ones they were talking about putting
The
the,
two-story?
yeah, the two-story
Yeah.
and parking in different
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
That
standing water.
How does the delineation come about? We asked for it?
Yeah,
No, I don't know. I don't remember.
I know, I know.
it was.
I
maybe
didn't know if it
just a
was by
little
them
off.
or us.
Yeah.
So, I will try again.
Does that area still have any listed endangered plants, lady slippers, and a few other things that once upon a time was in that area?
Just say that again?
The 0 and 592 Plymouth,
Yeah.
and many acres around it used to have lady
Those
slippers and
plants
other,
there?
other endangered plants. Do we know if it's still a listed priority habitat for plants?
I don't know.
Mhm.
We can look into it.
That should have been in the review, so I'll check the file.
Yeah. Okay.
And what's the
And then
last
the
thing?
next
here?
one is review proposed utility poles at 115 River Street by Mass Electric.
Do we? Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, I was the guy in the hallway.
Ah, you're the
Ah,
one.
Wondering,
Okay, hi.
going back
I'm
and forth.
wondering who that was.
Yeah, so my name's Andrew Johnson. I work with LEC Environmental. Also, if you are in the need of peer review services, we're based out of Plymouth, Mass. So we have several soil scientists. So if you do get
Nice to know.
please
Thank you.
let us know.
Do you have a card?
I do.
Definitely leave it with us.
So
See if
I
this
have-
engineer can figure this out.
I wasn't prepared for.
No, no.
Yeah.
So I have a few handouts that might help add a little
Thank you.
context to this.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. So first of all, thank you all for your time this evening. Here today to talk about upcoming maintenance activities to an existing electrical distribution line that runs along the shoulder of River Street. Basically, the extent of this is from the property at 115 River Street to the intersection of River Street and Pratt Street. And this work is in part associated with the approved solar array at the property at 115. So in communication with the solar developer and with the Massachusetts Electric Company, it triggered the Massachusetts Electric Company to do an assessment of their asset and ultimately determined that maintenance is needed along this stretch of the roadway. Specifically, the scope includes just general overhead work, the replacement of 2 poles and installation of 2 new poles along the edge of the existing roadway. So that triggered LEC and us to do a evaluation on site to determine the presence of wetland resource areas in proximity of the work and a permit evaluation. And ultimately, the project does fall within buffer zone to BBW, but does fall clearly within the maintenance and minor buffer zone activity exemptions offered within the Wetland Protection Act. So it is the Massachusetts Electric Company's understanding from previous work with the commission that the commission recognizes those exemptions, but that it does require a written notification to the commission prior to that work occurring. So that prompted me to email kind of like a detailed scope of the work that was occurring. And it seemed like because this work is slightly time sensitive, that the most practical pathway forward would be to come and discuss it with you folks and see if you had any questions or concerns that may be able to identify.
Why isn't National Grid replacing the poles and why aren't they?
So it is National Grid.
Okay.
It's a National
Wait,
Grid.
contract.
It's like because they've bought all these smaller utilities over the years, their legal name is still whatever the original name was.
Oh, okay.
It's the Massachusetts Electric Company, and they're doing business as National
Oh.
Grid. So it's just the legality of it, and they prefer that we represent it by like their legal name rather than like the company they're doing business as, just for legal continuity.
Yeah, no problem. And how many poles you said? 2 or 3?
2 poles are being installed because they determined the spans were too wide in between them. And 2 poles are in need of replacement due to the existing poor condition of them.
Any transformers going on those poles or anything? Or-
No, I think there may be a transformer replacement on one of the poles, and they're just changing out to a newer one.
Yeah.
Ultimately, increasing the reliability of the service and asset in the future.
I don't think anyone on Pratt Street or that area will complain.
About new poles? No.
No.
Maybe
New
clear out
poles,
the trees a little more?
Yeah, that does
New
include
transformer.
vegetation management, pruning
Okay.
and selective clearing, with, to maintain the clearance needed to that circuit.
Yeah.
I have no problem with this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have any problem.
Will you give notification to the abutters and things like that, or is that already done, or do you just?
So
go out?
under the maintenance and minor buffer zone exemptions, it doesn't require a butter notification. So we wouldn't do that. And in reality, like all these abutters are aware of the project due to the notification they received for the, the upcoming project at 113.
Okay.
So, and the project isn't gonna require closing down the road at any point, and there won't be any traffic detours, so as far as, any interruptions to traffic in the neighborhood should be very minimal.
That was my
Yeah.
next question. Thank
It's
you.
not the busiest
Yeah.
street, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have no problem with this.
Yeah.
Not related to this, I have a question. I saw a transformer on Wood Street.
Okay.
It's one of the old transformers from like the 80s or 70s because it's
Yeah.
black.
Yeah, that definitely.
And they have the poisonous material inside that one.
Yeah.
And it's right near a water.
Oh, okay.
Is there any way you guys can replace that? Because obviously something's gonna fall at some point.
Yeah.
It's gonna go right into the water.
And that's a loaded question that I don't know.
Okay, no, I'm just curious if
Right,
you had a
first,
connection to
yeah,
the
I've worked-
grid through that.
Yeah, I'm, an environmental consultant working on their behalf, so as far as
Yeah, no problem.
the service and that component
Good
of
question.
No, I saw it because
it.
my business, I work for another utility.
Yeah, I mean,
And
won't
I
say.
drive by and it's like, I see the water right there and I know we try to change them out. You got your money's worth, as we say.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the lasted.
That
so
all
long.
being said, though, National Grid's customer service division is extremely.
Yeah, I'm like,
And
so,
so, we would be the correct group to reach out to.
I know I don't have a town manager or board of selectmen right now, but to get my transformer replaced, it took me 3 years. But
Why was he-
mine was black too in front of the house, but I had a branch growing in mine, it was sparking. And until I got the town manager involved, nothing got done. Like, he had like this
Yeah.
in, and within 2 weeks it was taken care of.
All done now.
Yeah. Is it, anybody else have any other questions?
No, no.
Nope,
Okay,
we're good.
thank you.
Listen, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you leave Deb a card, please?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Debbie, anything else for tonight?
I think we covered it all.
No
Right.
in-office
Anyone make a,
or anything this week?
Good point.
Unfortunately, left my
Yeah,
wallet. in the
you
car.
finally got me trained up.
Oh, for cards?
Yeah, I should you say that at the bar too. Oh, I forgot my wallet. I'll do that.
yeah.
I'll run one up in a second.
Thank you.
No, just 30 minutes. And then I
Okay.
wasn't sure if, we have any other news on 20 homes, remember?
I
Oh.
haven't.
No
Oh,
one
were
knows
you the
what-
one who
what
was, were you
property-
going to look into the assessor's office or something for the property lines? The,
It was still the same information that I was given the last time. It's big mystery over at Home Street. And it's because, like, I know the meeting that you and Ed were absent from, there were concerns of it. But the difference was some were looking from the lakeside, and when you and I went out, we were looking from Home Street. So it is definitely the left, and that property comes up to Homes a little bit and has a small space, but then goes up into Plymouth Street. But it also, and then we were concerned that they might have cut trees on another property. And, there's no surveyors, the property's not flagged. You can't easily notice property markers that should be there. So it's still the same.
okay.
And my other question was, did we follow up with the semi-public beach at 10th Ave for their notice of intents to be in, like Ottawa and others, just so we have consistency throughout the town?
That I don't believe we have. I don't, the beach at 10th Ave?
I think that was another one where it just kind of fizzled out because we couldn't get in touch with the beach association. It seems to be like this entity that no one has any contact information for.
That's not true because the Board of Health tests it, so Bob has to know. because they pay bought the testing, because that's how they become a legal semi-public beach. So I can ask Bob about it if you'd like, or Peggy, or if you'd like.
Sure, so that's the one where they were talking about dog waste.
Yeah, goose poop and all that
Yeah,
stuff,
that's
but,
right, yeah.
and there was different, Jeremy ratted himself out about planting different things and things there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But the issue is
I
we
asked
have,
them
we
to stop.
we have other
We have
semi-public
botanist.
beaches in town that do what's correct and follow our
Make
bylaws,
consistency.
and it's about consistency. And
Okay.
we have to be consistent as a board, to have few words. And they need to, some of those over there are very vocal about our bylaws and what needs to be done. Yet, I don't know if they're uneducated or just don't wanna follow them, but we absolutely have to show consistency throughout town,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion. Yeah, because the Board of Health tests over there.
Okay.
Because if memory serves me correctly, the Board of Health may have talked to a neighbor too that had complaints, but it fell on us for, the visit.
I'm trying to see if I have an email, because somebody did give me a name and they were like, no, not me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do you want to look into that and we can
Yeah.
follow up next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make it
All
an
right.
agenda item for next month.
All right. Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Second?
I'll second, I'll second.
All
All in
three.
favor?
I'll flip. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.